You got a nickname or anything you want to go by? Oh, we're live. Okay.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
What's going on, guys? I'm B Red,
This is Postman.
and we have a special guest talking to us tonight. You want to introduce yourself?
How's it going, everybody? I'm Dylan. Close friends call me D most of the time.
And we also might have Blake drop in. We're still waiting to see if he shows up. If he shows up, he'll jump in. If not,
We should call him B Lake.
B Lake. That's a pretty good one.
Call you B Red, B Lake.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that.
Be late.
But yeah, hopefully everybody's having a good night and whatnot. How was your day, Sean?
It was okay. Your mic sounds amazing compared to mine. Let me tell you.
I'm just a better talker.
Yeah, all right.
Well, not only that, but I'm talking into the mic on the side. You're talking against it.
Wow, does this make any difference?
Oh
It
yeah,
does.
it makes a
Does it
world
make
of
a lot of
difference.
difference?
Yeah.
Okay. Compared to this.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that makes
Oh
a world
wow.
of
Yeah,
difference.
that is quite the
I
difference.
told you.
Wow, man, you had me over here thinking some people just got it like that, but
No,
it's just
It's
the
all-
way I was holding the mic.
it's all in the technique.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Technique.
Says the one wearing headphones on backwards for like a year and a half.
Yeah, but they still worked.
It happens.
But yeah. So I'll go ahead and talk about my day. I woke up today. I was wasn't really motivated like I wanted to be. I eventually got myself motivated and scraped off more of my wall. And Dylan may not know, but I've been in the process of scraping my walls for.
Like 2 months.
Well, I've been meaning to do it for like a year,
So
but
you're,
I've been actively,
For like a month and a half, 2 months.
forcing myself to do
Yeah.
it.
so you're
and-
repainting.
Yes. Well, we painted the first time and we didn't sand it.
Got the first coat.
So the paint, like you can just take your nail and it just comes off.
Yeah.
And I put this paint remover on it and I let it set and it like crystallized the wall.
Oh, okay.
So now I got to take a, what's those things called?
A scraper.
A scraper. And I got to scrape off the paint.
It's the first time for everything.
Yeah. So I'm having a lot of trouble with that, but
Yeah, stuff's not fun, man. I've been there.
it's not. And owning, well, I wouldn't say I don't own it yet, but having a house that I'm too poor to be able to just pay people to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to do everything on my own. So it's a lot.
So really good learning experience though. When you're fixing up a home, you learn a lot.
It is because
Especially the way you're explaining you have to do it. It's very different.
yeah, like it's all hands on.
Yep.
YouTube is my best friend.
Yep.
So I'm learning everything off of YouTube. I've had to learn from electrical work, plumbing.
I can't stand plumbing, man.
What else have I done?
I don't mind doing like fresh plumbing. It's like when you used plumbing. That's where
It's rough. It's rough
Yeah.
work.
Well, I had to like take the toilet up and take a scraper and scrape out the buildup and everything. It was gross. It took me a lot of.
have you opened your septic tank at all since you lived here?
Well, I had to pay some septic company, I think last year or the year before, to come out because everything was backfilling through the tub.
Yeah.
So, but I saved myself, I think it was like $400.
Going out and finding it and digging
Yeah.
it up yourself.
Yeah, I dug it myself. So, but yeah, we did all that. It was not enjoyable. I
Yeah,
didn't like it at all.
that is very frustrating work, man.
But yeah, so motivated myself, scraped off some more of the wall. And then I was just trying to find like Reddit stories and like stuff because for the podcast we try to like get other people's point of views and like their life struggles and whatnot. And
That's a lot of lot of really knowledgeable people out there, dude. Like in the YouTube comments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you never really know who you're talking to. You
Yeah.
know? It's pretty cool sometimes. Like so, you ever listen to somebody on Reddit, or you might have to post something that you can't really find a solution for, or something
Yeah.
like that. So you post it on Reddit, and a lot of them guys, man, there's a lot of people on there that are really knowledgeable people and can help out.
I got to make a new account on Reddit because I got mine banned.
I mean, that's not hard to do on Reddit.
Well, this was when we first did the podcast, and I made a Poor Therapy Reddit page, and I didn't know you wasn't allowed to actively what's the word I'm looking for? Like shout it out to people and put it in other pages and stuff.
Like promote it.
Yeah, promote it.
Oh,
Because I went through like all the top like mental health and all that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I just tagged them all. And then the next day, your account has been permanently banned.
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, oh, and I've never made another account. So I do have to make another account to try to.
It's odd how that works. You
Yeah.
can't.
Well, I tried to get it appealed, but they're like hardcore.
You
like,
can.
no.
You can promote like I don't know. I forget how I remember it working, but you can promote someone's work where like you know how people do on YouTube, like for example, that hot mobile game Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people use that as for the past like couple of years, they'll use that as a sponsor and stuff like that. So like you can shout out sponsors and stuff like that
Yeah.
and promote yourself in that manner, but you can't promote your own work
Yeah.
to anyone else.
So I do have to make another Reddit page, but I can't use the Poor Therapy thing. So I'm gonna have to do like what I did for
The name itself,
yeah, I can't use it.
was it trademarked or
Well, they said I'm not allowed to use it because it's permanently banned. So if I do make another one, it'd have to be
Oh.
like the Poor Therapy or
gotcha?
something like that.
It's just because it was tied to the account.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's unfortunate. And I've emailed them like 60 times. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm sorry, I didn't know your rules. And they don't care.
They don't care.
So
Nope.
it is what it is.
I think I heard a door shut.
Yeah, Blake's getting ready to jump in.
All
Oh
right.
boy, I ain't seen him in forever.
What did you say his nickname was?
Be late.
Be late.
Be late.
Howdy, man.
Watch the chords.
Oh,
I'm knock them off. Are y'all online now?
Yeah.
What up, bro? God damn it.
Yeah,
how
you
you
was taking
doing?
too long.
Yeah, dude. You too, man. Seriously.
Yeah, dude.
All right, get over here. You're right here.
He said, "Damn,
Thank you,
man.
man.
What's up, man?"
It's hard to tell you've been doing that hand.
Hanging out waiting to see like, what y'all talking about?
What are you doing? Oh my god! All right,
This ain't on the-
he's got to go to bathroom break. But I forgot what I was saying.
I'm glad he shook our hands and then used the bathroom.
Yes.
That is true.
I will. I can respect him for that one. Yes, sir.
I forgot what I was talking about.
Um,
Do you remember?
the Reddit issue with your account.
Oh yeah. So eventually I will have to make another Reddit page, which I should probably do that to probably drum up some more support for the podcast. But it just makes me mad I can't use the Poor Therapy name.
It's online. It's the online adventure, man. You live and you learn
Yeah.
for sure when you dabbling in the internet
Let's
or
see.
any sort of websites.
We all sit together like a fun happy
All
Yeah,
right.
man, you got to get in here.
Oh, I'm getting in here.
All right. Here's your
Oh
mic.
yeah, baby.
Put on your headphones
Yeah.
right there.
Man, it was really good seeing you, dude.
Huh?
It was really good seeing
Bro,
you.
I'm happy to see you, man. For
It
real.
was really good
I
seeing
bring you
you.
up all the time, dude. You was
I
a funny ass motherfucker growing up.
I told Bradley, you know, when he was speaking about you and stuff, that y'all was doing this podcast and everything, and it was nice. It was nice even hearing of you, and I was like, yeah, man, Blake.
But dude, I appreciate that for real because I was, you know.
Yeah, man.
Can you not hear me? I can hear
You,
me.
you got to talk on the side.
Yeah, we learned it's all about.
Yeah, we did. We all learned that together just a little bit ago.
Why? Like, what made y'all just? Oh, I can definitely hear it now.
Yeah.
Good.
Much.
Bring it down a little bit.
But you know, I think about people from high school. I'm like, I wonder if they think about me, you know, because
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't forget nothing hardly.
Yeah, man. I've thought about you and Bradley multiple times.
Don't think about him.
I don't think I'm friends with anybody from high school.
Really?
Yeah, like me and Trampus were close, but I mean that fucking fell off years ago.
Yeah.
I don't talk to anybody else.
I hung out with Trampus for a little bit.
Yeah,
Like we went and played airsoft a few times.
yeah.
Because I worked with Chad. Yeah.
I never got into that.
It was alright. I like paintball better.
Yeah.
Airsoft?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never
Yeah,
really
I'm
got
not-
into any of that stuff.
I'm a paintball kind of guy, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a different.
It is very different.
Yeah, ain't it?
You-
I like the
don't-
guns better though in airsoft.
The guns are much more like for me it's more nostalgic because like when I was little I used to play with like wooden guns that you would buy out of a catalog and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then Dad got so frustrated he was like you know, I'm spending so much money on these wooden, you know, pieces of junk. Why don't I just buy you a real one and stuff like that? And then I started getting into real guns at a younger age and stuff like that. And then I wanted to shoot so much that Dad was blowing through a lot of money on ammunition and stuff like that. So we got into paintball as a alternative. And
Yeah.
then we got pretty serious about paintball. And then, you know, who knew how expensive paintballs could be,
Yeah.
you know, boxes of paint. It was really expensive.
The air too.
Yeah,
Yeah, the air. Yeah, the air too. Yeah.
And then like no places around here started doing it really. Like,
Nope. We actually had a paintball course in our backyard where we used to live, and we had like I mean, I'm sure you guys are familiar with them, pallets
Yeah.
that you would stick, you know, that food line or something like that.
Yeah.
We used. We had
Yeah.
pallets like that, and we used to stick. Forget what type of material it was. It was almost, I want to say, like a roofing material or something like that. That he would he'd put roofing nails into the pallet itself, and there would be a like almost like a rubbery. It was a rubbery material that would stop the paintballs from going through the pallet. So
Yeah.
if you were behind the cover, you weren't going to get hit
I
with the
gotcha.
paintballs. So we needed a way to do that. That's the way he did it. The drum barrels up on the side of old houses that used to hold oil for heating and stuff like
Yeah.
that. We used old drum barrels that we would buy off of farmers and stuff like that, or people who just didn't need them anymore. And we'd use those for cover and stuff like that. So we had like a real snake and everything, a real paintball course.
That's
Made
pretty
it-
cool.
It was like a redneck professional paintball course, basically up in the woods,
Very-
if you want to get down to the science of it. But
you'd always tell me about shit you'd done over the summer, like, and I was like, man, that is like the coolest. You know, like even though we were friends, we never hung out during
Yeah.
the summer. But
Yeah.
like yeah, you was big into motocross for a while,
yeah,
and yeah, I was like, man, that's the coolest stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I do regret motocross. It
Why?
was extremely rough on my body.
Oh, okay. From wrecking and everything?
Yeah,
Even if I didn't wreck, man, it was rough on my body.
Dang.
That stuff
but it was
can
a blast.
age you fast.
Yeah. See, I didn't do any of that. I was addicted to freaking video games. Mainly, like I said, Lineage.
I don't know. You went outside a lot.
Or
kinda.
zombies.
I went outside when Jordan would drag me out and we'd play basketball. But other than that, I was pretty addicted to zombies and Lineage
And soda.
and soda. Yeah.
And sunflower seeds.
And I'm still on sunflower seeds.
Yeah, me too. I can't.
Yeah, but at least
Can't
you
say nothing
fucking
there.
spit them in a cup now. You don't just spit them on the floor anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking gross, some bitch.
I'd rather have
Yeah.
sunflowers as a habit than nicotine
Yeah.
The most things I think
Any
I
day.
think of.
any day.
Stop wrestling in your pocket. Hear it on the mic.
You sound like a woman.
You just can't do nothing right.
I know, bro. I mean,
Blake-
I get it.
Blake, you were speaking about how there was no place around here to do paintball and stuff like that. And where we used to live, we used to open it up to people, anybody who wanted to play, if you were like amateur or if you didn't know the sport at all, or if you were just getting into it with a Tippmann, the paintball gun. It was like the first cool paintball gun back in the day when it originated was
That's
Tippmann. Like
the
a-
one I
yeah,
had.
like
the
a
first
Tippmann
one.
98 or something
Yeah,
like that.
that is what it was, bro.
Um,
Yeah.
But
Mic down. You're talking too loud.
we ended up getting so serious with it that we played D1 paintball here in Harrisonburg for a little while with the shop Rudy's, I think. Rudy's
Yeah.
paintball, or I think that was what the shop was called. I can't really.
It was like
recall, but
it was like a joint place.
It was it was a paintball surplus basically.
And then they had like a little, if I remember correctly, because I went there a couple times. If it's the same place, it had like a paintball place, and then right into it, it was like a kind of like a little amusement area for kids.
It was a pretty cool spot, but you could go in there and he had some legitimate paintball gear if you were serious about it, if you had the money and stuff like that. He had a couple in there that was legitimate and,
Where was
and
it
everything.
at?
Up in Harrisonburg.
It was around here or yeah, in Harrisonburg.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I remember it.
But yeah, it really isn't no place to, you know, have any sort of extracurricular activities, man. Like there's nothing like that around here, and it's, you know, so us enjoying that, it was really cool to get into because, like Blake said, there was nowhere to do any of that stuff. Ride
Yeah.
motocross for a day or something like that.
Nowhere.
You know, you wanted to go hunting and stuff like that, you had to know somebody that had land.
Yeah.
It was, you know, it's been like that for years around here.
Well, that's why I mainly went fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sean actually was like shooting real guns at one point. You know, like I'm over here. I've only shot guns like 10 times.
Really?
Just pistols.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I am fucking horrible with a pistol. I was in this competition one time with like the entire base when I was in McCord, and there was 162 of us. I placed 161st.
Wow.
There was one person. He was actually my like working buddy. He placed worse than I did.
Oh,
But yeah, it was M9s, and I did horrible.
How-
But then I got marksman with a rifle.
yes.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why like you're worse with a pistol kind of thing? Like,
Or I think I had never really shot a pistol before that. Like I think I shot a pistol once. I shot a I don't remember what it was, but it was a 40 caliber that my dad had. But I didn't do target shooting with it. I just shot it, and that was it.
Yeah.
And but so during the competition, that was the first time I like shot for accuracy, and yeah, I didn't know what I was doing.
I will say pistols for the general population is much harder to aim than a rifle is. I feel like a lot of people are going to succeed a lot quicker with a rifle
Yeah.
and see a lot more progress with a rifle than they will a pistol as immediate, you know, as they think they would.
See, I was thinking about getting a rifle because I got pistols, but I've never had a rifle. I was thinking about getting one.
It's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
I can't fucking figure out if I can buy guns or not
What do you mean?
because I was technically institutionalized.
me too.
And
I wondered that too.
Virginia
You would-
has a rule, or well, so like you fill out the paper, it's like 4 sheets, right? On page 2, there's questions like, "Have you ever been incarcerated or institutionalized?"
Yeah.
And I've been institutionalized, but it doesn't like, for one, that's only military records. It shouldn't be public records. But like, just in case it is, I didn't want to not check the box, then do a background check and be like, "Yo, why didn't you fucking admit to this?"
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta like get with my psychiatrist and get like a final definition of if I can or cannot buy firearms.
Just ask Chat GPT.
Yeah.
Hey, that's that. When I filed my taxes today, because I have no idea like on anything with taxes, I just put in all my tax papers in the Chat GPT, and then because I needed some type of AGI number.
Taxes are easier than you think, guys. Learn to do it for yourselves.
Well,
Yeah.
I needed an AGI number,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know how to do this. So I asked Quantum. That's what my Chat GPT name is. I named it. You know, like Iron Man off of Jarvis and everything.
Mhm.
But I asked, I was like, hey, can you help me with my taxes? And it said, yeah. So I put in everything, and then it gave me my AGI and
It's
all
like
this.
it's not like you were what you just said sounds like you were asking it if it like for permission, if like it was allowed to do your taxes. Not like you were asking it if it could like actually
well,
do the
it
taxes.
did like all the tax work that like a tax person would do.
You're like, "Can you do my taxes?"
And then I just put all that.
and it's like,
into-
"Sure, bud, I got you."
I feel like
into
the information
TurboTax.
you put in is the information you would have put in on TurboTax.
No, because they rejected me twice.
Oh,
and then I didn't know like what else to do.
How the
And
fuck you get rejected?
Can you say why?
What do you do?
Can you say
well,
why?
I gotta put in my W-2 and then the river crap and then whatnot, and then I try to deduct.
So 2 forms.
Well, not only that, but I try to like deduct everything.
Oh, my bad. A 1095 as well for your like if you have health insurance through your
Yeah.
company. So
Yeah.
so 3 forms.
And then when you go to the deductions and whatnot, you got the mortgage, the interest, the principal,
yeah,
car insurance,
which is another form. So 4.
yeah. So
You should have gotten that in the mail.
well, yeah, but then all that stuff and all the other deductibles and stuff, I had to put in. So I just let ChatGPT do it all.
You got it done. At least you didn't have to
Yeah.
pay, you know.
I didn't have to pay anybody other than the $40 to file them or something like that.
They gonna get it out of you, ain't they?
Oh, they'll get it out of some way. Oh,
Yeah, they'll come hunt you down.
but yeah, so I use ChatGPT to do my taxes. It's only gonna get better. Eventually, I might not even have to do them every year. I'll just get Quantum to do it.
Eventually, you're just not going to have to think.
Hey, man, good for you. Some assholes don't do their taxes at all,
Yeah,
and it does hurt the economy.
you think so?
I mean, think about it, man. We print money.
Well, I mean, we've lost a lot of money within the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, but we can print it.
But that means
Yeah.
the value goes down, don't it?
Exactly. We tax it until it's worthless.
Till we're burning in the streets for warmth, like Germany.
Yeah. Hopefully, we don't get that way.
It was you that told me they stopped making the penny, right?
Yeah, they stopped making the penny. The 2024.
That is not true. The penny is still being made right now.
I read something
It
different.
was not passed.
Where's
Unless-
get out your phone.
Unless
What
what
do I
I
gotta
was
do?
seeing was outdated.
I ain't got my phone. My phone's over there.
Or fake news, as they like to say. But I do believe that the dime, the nickel, and the penny are all still being made right now. But the nickel and the dime were also, he was also wanting to have that removed as well.
Yeah.
But did you guys hear about that?
No.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I don't know for sure if the penny is still being made, but the dime and the nickel should still be, from what I read, should still be being made.
What does it say, Sean?
According to the New York Times, President Trump recently ordered the U.S. Mint to stop producing pennies.
Okay.
But have they?
But that was
I don't know.
I don't know, the main story of that day. Was it like Blake said?
Was it
but
implemented?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. You know, you guys, I'm sure some of you out there will be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe the penny, the nickel, and the dime.
Yeah,
are still being
all
made.
this is like from February when he talked about it.
So the penny might still be in circulation.
Pretty sure it still is.
All right. Well,
And if it's not, it's a damn shame.
See, this is why I should not listen to your ass. God.
that's all right.
Gotta fact
you
check
guys-
everything.
You guys got to find the truth for yourselves. Don't believe the first post that you see.
Or even
Yeah.
Google, actually.
Hey, I'm good. I'm.
The truth is out there.
I'll take my blame for that.
Most people are
Ooh.
too lazy to find, good sources or decent sources and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that I know good sources every single day, because those sources get canceled. They
Yeah.
change channels. They change names. Good sources are out there, though, if you really want to
I
find
know
the
a good
truth.
source of truth. Jesus Christ. I'm just
Yeah.
throwing that out there.
Yeah, man.
That never
Oh,
fails.
All right. Wait a minute. I got a bone to pick
Oh,
with you.
no.
Oh boy.
All right. So the podcast people know, but Blake wanted to go down this pasture road.
You
Oh,
just,
yeah, I would like to.
you
all
just,
right.
you just gonna fucking call him out? in
Yeah,
front- in
yeah,
front of
I'm
everybody?
gonna call him out.
What the-
All right.
Okay.
We made his channels.
Yeah.
He
That's
hasn't
okay.
touched them.
Let's just look at it.
Have you uploaded a video
No.
yet?
Let's just
No.
look at it as a topic instead of calling him out, because I feel like it's a good topic.
No,
It
no,
is,
I'm
it
calling
is,
him out.
It is.
He said it's
Hey,
personal.
man, I want everybody to call me out in public, and I'm
All right, all right.
truthful no matter where I go.
Why have you not done a video yet?
Just so lazy and
All right. Well,
like addictive lifestyle I have lived. Like I'm just now like even wanting to live, to even
okay.
want to try to find things to enjoy. Like
Oh
You know.
boy. Oh boy.
That's good for
Okay.
you, man.
yeah, bro, it's God.
It's
It's
definitely
hard.
rough. Yeah.
What about that other thing that I sent you? that we could do. If you didn't want to do it on your own, I would join in with you, and then you could do your verse or whatever,
Yeah.
and then I would be the, what is it called? The one that's like not against it, but I have questions against it.
Oh, I'm not. See, I'm not there yet. Like,
Well, yeah, but you gotta start somewhere.
yeah, but
You just gotta dive right on in. If not, you'll always be at this like stalling.
I can't say like I've never like envisioned myself being a preacher. My nana always told me though that I was going to be a speaker of some sort of one day, but you know how nanas are.
Yeah.
They'll believe in you till the last second. But yeah, that was always something on my mind too, was like just being a preacher and stuff like that. And it was something that I did think about in high school and stuff like that. I thought
Yeah.
about being a lawyer and stuff like that. The reason I didn't want to chase after that was because of just how corrupt that system has become. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that there is that there's all bad preachers and there's no good ones anywhere, but there is good ones. It's just it's hard, man. That's just like any other dream you want to have in this life. That's a hard dream too.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you can't do it, Blake,
Yeah.
but the best advice that I think I could possibly give you in that scenario is make a video. And I'm not saying, in a way, I'm saying don't care about that video. I'm saying more or less do it for yourself. Do it for, you know, whatever else silver lining you can find in it,
like, if,
and
try
do
to
it.
do it for the reasons other than what I've been trying to want to do it for.
You're not chasing after views. You're not doing that type of thing with it.
It's like a step for myself.
It's not for that. It's just a goal for you that you want to hit that goal. And if you continue to look at it like that for about 100 videos, each video that you do from day one, just watch that video, you know, your first video, take something from it and learn from it and be like, hey, what can I improve on this one thing? Like, what is one thing that I can improve in this one video? And then implement that into your next video, and then do the same thing for that video. And then by your 50th or 100th video, you'll feel a lot better about it. And then by your, 150th video or 200th video, you'd be addicted to it. And you would start to just without realizing it, your videos would get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People would see it. You might not would see it as well as your viewership could, but your videos would get better if you just took it one video like that at a time. That's how that stuff works, man. You're not going to have 1.3 million views overnight off of this, your 49th video. It's a pipe dream, dude.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. And if that is how it works for you, that's good for you, dude. But if that ever does happen to you, be careful.
I think like
that type of success comes with problems as well.
Yeah, see, like that's also something I was gonna say. Like, I want to make sure when I start making videos that I'm like prepared, because like, say like I did blow up, then I'll be like the Island Boys. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't prepared. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but
I feel like if it, as long as you believe in your message, you have a good message. I think others will follow that too, no matter what, no matter where they are in life and stuff like that. As long as somebody agrees with your message, dude, you're gonna have followers. That's just how it is.
Well, I'm just trying to spread the truth
and see, and I'm just trying to like get you to do it.
But like 2 years ago, I gave up social media. Like, I don't have a single
good for you
platform. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then you can just send me the videos and I'll upload them to your channel.
Yeah, it should just
it can work like that.
Like, I just decided to give it up, and now I'm like, well, like.
Yeah. You can just do a video.
I've been putting my time elsewhere. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, if you don't want to get on social media, you can just send me the video and I'll upload it.
Okay. But no, I really don't mind. Just I don't want to be on my phone a bunch. Is kind of what it is. It's
understandable.
It's literally
man.
just that simple.
I don't use my phone like a normal human out here in this world either.
I use mine a lot. I'll admit to that.
It's a bad habit.
ChatGPT.
Well, I've been taking steps to like kind of stop. So like I used to be just on it 24/7.
90% of people in this world would be completely in the dark without their phones.
Yeah, I'm probably in that percentage. But I've been trying to put it away. So like at nighttime, I would just lay in bed and just scroll and just scroll
Yeah, man.
and just scroll.
It's addicting.
Yeah, but now I've gotten to the point to where I try to stop myself and I'll just put it on the dresser and I'll just leave it.
A lot of people don't even see it as an addiction either.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a hard one to recognize, just like any other addiction.
Well, my main thing is like I started not liking like when I'm around the kids or like, this or that, and I'll just like pull out my phone. Just
Yeah. It
just,
kills time easily.
Yeah.
It's an easy crutch.
And I feel like I was giving too much time to my phone and not enough to family and friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
So
Blake, also, I just wanted to quickly go back and touch again. Trying to remember exactly what it was.
Starting videos.
That's unfortunate.
I
Oh,
hate it
you
when I do
said
that.
you didn't want to be on. You didn't want to be on your phone all the time, and put you didn't want to waste your time on your phone and being on social media and stuff like that. Man, you can still make videos and have those social media platforms just to post those videos and stuff like that. You don't have to be on them, man. I know it's probably temptation and stuff like that, but I know a guy that he actually made it professionally gaming in the game that he played, which was Smite 2. It's actually a free.
I've heard of it.
It's actually free on Steam and console, I think now. He played that for years, went pro and stuff like that. It's a smaller base community, kind of niche community, especially nowadays. But he did really well there for a long time, and he worked really hard to get his channel at to the volume that it was at one point. Now it's dying off and stuff like that because the game's dying. It's going through a rough patch and stuff like that. But he was kind of the same way. He didn't like being, he didn't like using the apps like in that manner, kind of like how, exactly how you're speaking and stuff. But he would still just get on there, post it. It was actually him and his wife, I believe it's his wife, would help make him videos and shorts and stuff like that, and pick out music and make him, look really good and stuff like that with his clips. And he did a really good job. And he was a kind of a hothead when he was younger, like when he was like 15, 16, stuff like that. He was kind of one of those guys that would rub you the wrong way. If you caught him at the wrong time. You'd be like, man, he kind of seems like he's full of himself. I don't like really being around people like that. Even myself, I don't like people like that. I know Blake doesn't either. And but he's grown a lot. You can see it in his channel. And man, I shit you not, I go back to his channel some nights just to feel good vibes. So Blake, people would find the same sort of comfort, in videos like that, I'm sure.
And I know Bradley's right. Like, I'm just using almost any excuse to tell myself to.
He's an excuse.
Like scared and.
Well, I mean,
like I'm used to running from my problems.
In when you're talking about topics like that, you definitely want to try to be not like in your greatest mind. You don't have to be like this, perfect person who's got it going for him and stuff like that. People know what you're going through, bro.
Yeah.
And there would definitely be tons of people who would have access to listen to you, who would appreciate what you're talking about at any given time.
I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah,
for
man.
real.
Don't ever give up on a dream like that, man.
See, and I'm just trying to help you manifest it, get it going.
I definitely wish I would have chased more of my dreams back in high school for sure.
Yeah, bro. I didn't take it serious, but it's all right, we live another day.
Yep. It's not over yet, man.
But growing up, like, I tried to be Sean's friend sometimes, like, but I'm glad that we can be friends now,
Yeah.
And I understood like where he had his own personal reasons, but I was a douche fuck. I don't blame him for hating me at all. So
Hell, even me and you had we had our disputes in high school here and there, but we always knew, like, at the end of the day that, we had love for each other and we actually cared for each other as humans and shit. So, I always respected you in school, even if we did have bad words here and there and stuff.
You was like my childhood best friend, so like I never held it, like, you know.
Yeah, man. I remember those times. Bradley actually reminded me of those times, and it kind of sent me back.
Yeah.
Like that time, do you remember this, bro? During the SRL test, you was like talking or something, and the teacher like moved your desk. I'll never forget this. And you pretend like you was like driving, bro. And I still think that's funny. Like,
Wow.
she like pulled your dude. That was like second grade.
Wow.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
No,
That is
fourth.
wild.
Bro, that's
Holy
still funny to me.
Crap.
I don't forget nothing unless it's from Bradley.
Yeah, I think that was 5th grade, Miss Williams,
I thought that was so clever.
I do
bro.
believe.
I still think that's clever.
I feel so sorry
I
for
don't remember Miss Williams.
acting up as much as I did. I just wanted to see people laugh, that's all.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to make anybody's life a living hell, but I sure did.
Yeah, me too. Because I thought it was cool.
It's not it wasn't my intentions, but
We all just reminisce for a
that's
second,
crazy,
didn't
bro.
we?
I
You know?
can't believe you said that. That's crazy. I really do remember that.
Yeah.
That is funny.
That was hilarious.
I did. I really did. I acted like I was driving the car.
What?
She was very upset, and she took the whole desk and just put me somewhere else. And while she was putting me somewhere else with the desk and me in it, I was full on acting like I was driving a vehicle. And
Yeah.
it made everybody crack up. And it was during a really important test, so
You was
It
doing
was-
that face.
it was extra funny.
I can still do it.
Man,
What was y'all's childhood dream to be?
childhood dream?
Yeah, like growing up, like what would you want to be? Like for me, I wanted to be an astronaut.
Yeah, for me it was definitely being like a pro motocross rider or something like that. And then I never let like anybody know it, but I did have like an off dream of becoming a veterinarian.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's not too late for that.
Yeah.
You,
Just
you-
breaks my heart, dude, seeing those animals all messed up,
Yeah.
I
Well,
just-
the bad thing about a
I
veterinarian,
can't handle it sometimes.
Yeah, the bad thing about a veterinarian is most of the time you're gonna be putting
Yep.
animals down.
That's why
Yeah.
as soon as I heard that and was aware of that, I was like, yeah, I don't think that's for me anymore.
Yeah. What about you, Sean?
I feel like it changed every year. Like at one point, I wanted to be an artist.
An artist?
At another point, I wanted to, and I can't. I'm not artistic like.
Yeah,
at
I've
all.
never known you to
That's fair.
draw.
Yeah, I wanted to be a wrestler.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What else did I want?
Are you a wrestling fan?
No.
Okay. Wow.
Well, I mean,
This is cool though.
I mean, Macho Man Randy Savage, I'm a diehard fan.
Yeah.
And like I know all of his lines and quotes and stuff, but as far as like actual wrestling goes,
That's
no,
pretty
I
cool.
don't fucking give a shit about it at all because it's all fake and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's halfway real in a way. But let me hear some lines. Can you do impressions?
Yeah, hang on. So you know the interview where he's talking about like he has a little saucer of milk with him, and he keeps pulling it out of it everywhere. It's like a magic trick he does.
Yeah.
Okay, he's like, I am the cream of the crop, and he's holding a little fucking saucer of milk,
I remember that. Yeah.
and he's like, yeah. What's another one? He did a Slim Jim commercial. Snap it to a Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
I remember that.
And then he proposes to whatever the fuck the chick's name is, and he's like, "Will you marry me?" He's like in front of the audience, and he's like up on the ring and shit.
I liked wrestling when I was younger, so
You say you did like wrestling?
hell yeah.
Really? All right. I never liked wrestling, but do you guys? Well, you guys probably know him, but can I do first names?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do first names.
His name was Christian. He was actually like pretty cool with
Oh
me.
yeah, we went to school with him.
I think he was always like an actual genuine person. He just probably, felt like most of us. We, didn't have many friends
Yeah.
or too many people to talk to and stuff like that. We went through a stage where we hung out. We got kind of tight, and he was a huge wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Him and
They
his
had a
brother.
wrestling
Okay, I know who you talk about for sure.
Yeah, him and his brother were massive, massive fans of it, and I just, growing up, I couldn't be bothered. I was like, man, that stuff just ain't for me. It's
Yeah.
fake. Once I knew it was fake, I was like, yeah, nah, man, I'm good. I'd rather watch fighting or MMA or something like that. So I never really gave it the time of day. And then when I hung out with him, he kind of changed my mind on some of it. Some of it was pretty cool, man. I gotta
Yeah.
admit, like, I get it, it's fake, but some of the stuff they were doing, it was like, okay, man,
They put their body through a
that's
lot.
pretty athletic.
Well, it's like it is fake, but like they're making these like horrific, like traumatic events
Yeah.
like look real in a way. You know?
Yeah.
Well,
like being slammed fucking 6 feet in the air onto the ground. They make it look real. It's fake.
Yeah,
It still hurts like
Yeah.
hell.
the ring bounces,
Yeah,
like he said,
yeah.
it's still gonna hurt like hell, man. There's plenty of wrestlers you see wrestlers who have retired, and they tell you all the time that it
Yeah.
was hard on their body and
Back surgery.
yeah,
all
man.
that.
So they were going through it just like any other athlete at the time.
And like some dirty wrestlers and stuff. Like,
Oh yeah, fucking Randy Savage was a cocaine like machine.
oh no, I don't mean like that kind of dirty. Like, I suspect all of them was.
actually trying to physically hurt someone for the
yeah.
Like, or like
on
when
television.
Hulk Hogan pretended that Undertaker hurt him.
Yeah.
I don't know
All right,
if you've seen
Blake.
that.
What was your dream as a kid?
A lawyer.
A lawyer?
Mm-hmm.
Really? I don't.
Yeah, because I was real smart in elementary school. I just didn't apply it in high school.
Okay.
Hit 8th grade, and it's like first day of school, I was like, dude, I'm not ready. I don't know, just something happened to me. I don't know.
Was that
Okay.
you're referring to high school first day?
Yeah, 8th grade.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just was like, man. Yeah.
What the hell is freshman year? 9th grade freshman year.
Well,
Back
For
when we
for us, we didn't
Yeah.
have a.
when we
This is embarrassing to speak of, guys.
This is,
but
this is before we had the middle school.
we
Yeah.
didn't have a middle school growing up, so our elementary school ran
Was
from
the high
PK to 7th grade, I believe, right?
And then,
Yeah.
high
And then high school was 8th grade till
12.
graduation.
Yeah.
Yep.
we was the last 8th grade class.
We
We
were
were the
the-
first class to go 4 years
Yeah,
in the new high
we were the
school.
first and last. Yeah,
What the hell is that called? The nickname for it? Because you got like freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors. What the hell
What
would
did
8th
they
grade
call it?
be?
I think it was.
8th graders.
I think it's just 8th grade. Yeah.
No, it was junior high. I think is what it would have been called, right? Is that what you guys are talking about?
Nah, I feel like
Google it.
no, it ain't gonna be.
I don't even know how.
Like
to
what
word
the
that.
class would have been called,
Well, no, like how like each grade.
or grade would have been called.
Yeah.
Like 9th grade is freshmen.
Yeah.
10th grade is sophomores. 11th juniors. And
I guess at the time 8th grade was freshman, and then it got moved up to the high school,
Didn't we
and
win the-
then it became
Didn't
9th
we
grade.
win the pep rally that year?
I don't know. I can't remember any of
I
that.
think we did. Yeah,
Yeah.
How do you
I think we
win a
did.
pep rally?
Just green.
Did you never go?
Oh,
it was.
Each grade
Yeah.
had their own thing.
Oh, I bet you
okay.
Sean was like,
Yeah, I was amped, man. I
Awesome.
stayed up all
That's
night.
awesome.
I stayed up all night painting my shirt, and I put the G on backwards, so
Yeah.
the G was upside down. But nobody noticed because we were all going to that school.
yeah.
They probably thought it was right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody noticed.
Oh god. See, I never cared about any of that stuff. I just didn't care about any of that.
I didn't either, honestly. I was just thankful to be out of the classroom.
Me too. And it was like hype, and like we're going home, and it's
Yeah.
like on the weekend.
Like Blake said, man, I'm smart. I didn't apply it and stuff like that. I always acted, dumber than what I really put off, or, put off that I was dumb and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I just school, school for some kids, I feel like are just not for them because they're just going through a lot in life,
Yeah.
So they don't
Well,
respect school.
especially around here.
They don't appreciate school. They don't take it
That's how it
as
starts.
what they need to from it and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and then regret it later on.
Yeah, that's what I did.
But they, I'm not saying you can't do well if you don't do well in high school. It's
Yeah.
freaking high school, bro. It's just memorization. It's not really learning, in my opinion.
It's about the structure you get, like you build yourself.
Yeah,
kinda,
it's
like-
more or less about the discipline that it teaches you and the sense of having a time schedule. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to get on the topic of time, but you know, it gives you that sense and that like just that responsibility. So
Yeah, see, I didn't start getting like that schedule or anything until I was like early 20s. That's when I started to like, I guess, like get responsible and,
That's because you had a fucking kid.
well, yeah, but it was, I mean, I was also dealing with a bunch of,
you feel like you probably would have happened around that time, regardless of a child.
no, I wasn't in the right space for anything responsible at that time. I was,
So more or less, it probably was the child that helped egg that on.
I mean, the child helped me with like being reliable and working and everything, but like my mind space still was like not.
You're still a kid.
Yeah, well, like I used to do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
So, God, I used to have cameras everywhere. So, I was in a toxic relationship and a lot of cheating and everything, and it drove me insane. So
I bet.
I started isolating myself, cameras everywhere, GPS on the cars. Like, as soon as I get off work, I'd race straight home.
Yeah.
Because I always thought, like, oh, something's going to happen, you know?
Yep.
Maybe somebody's there, this or that. And I was literally like going insane.
stressful.
And
I feel like those feelings we get in our body is the same as like, you know, doing a drug or something like that.
Yeah.
It changes you.
well, I didn't really notice it until like years later. And then I like looked back and I was like, oh my God.
That's how with everything is.
I was
Yeah.
Everything.
insane.
You don't realize you change as a
And
person.
when
through-
trust is ruined in a human, man, it really changes the human.
That and I turned cold. Like I didn't care about anybody. That's when like
Yep.
like I said, like I isolated myself. I pushed away like all friends. Like we barely talked. Like Sean was off in Alaska. So I was just like to myself, and then that was it. And
Yeah, that stuff definitely changes you, man.
it definitely sucked. But I try to get some positives out of it. Like I'm glad I'm not like that now.
Every
Well-
single time. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to-
No, you're fine, man. I was just gonna say, you know, obviously you should know this, but it wasn't your fault, man. You know, people don't know what they want in this world, even when they think they know for certain.
Well, the thing is, I can't blame it like 100% on the other person because maybe 20 or 30% of it was me.
I mean, fair.
So, because like
None
there
of
were
us are perfect.
times like, you know, I could have acted differently or,
Yeah, but would they have showed you the same? Would they have reciprocated the same? And there lies the issue.
yeah.
She would have just ran over you, I think. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
But good of you to take responsibility for things you could have done better. But
Yeah, at least you.
well, I
at least you
definitely
admit
did
to
not
it.
make good decisions. So,
Well, I mean, at least you admit to that, though.
yeah.
Most
you was
people,
pushed.
most people never get that far, bro.
Yeah. But,
Their shit could never stink, you know.
well, and plus, we were just gas and fire, like didn't mix at all. And then you throw a kid into that, and it,
And gas and fire.
well, you know what I mean.
I'm kidding. I thought it was funny.
Like, I don't know. It was just hectic. Like, I'm glad it's over with. I learned from it, and I would say I'm better off for it because now I know what to look for and what to go by and whatnot. But I'm glad I don't have to deal with anything like that again.
It's a learning experience.
It is. But yeah,
So I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
every time I came home,
it was a mess.
I'd
I know.
always dedicated day for Bradley.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna see Brad this day. I'm gonna hang out with him. We're gonna chat and catch up. And that day would come. We usually take a car ride somewhere.
And it was always something.
And it was like an hour long of him going on about
Just
something
venting.
something to do with this girl. And every time I tell him like, leave, get
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, but see, at the time, like, I didn't want to, because like I had my kid and everything. I didn't want to split my family up and, you know, deal with all that.
You were willing to try to stick it out.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I was like, you know what, like, you know, I don't want my kid having 2 different households and this and that, and you know, going down the path that I went. I want to try to just, you know, if I just stick it out one more day, you know, maybe things will change.
I totally understand why.
And that's what I did for 6 years.
It's what
That's
a
the
lot
good
of
in
people
you.
do.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
But I get where you're coming from. Like you seen something I didn't see at the time.
well,
I was blind to
I'm
it
pretty
all.
sure I told you at least one time. I was like, "Do you really want her to grow up in a household that's just fighting every day?"
Yeah.
Sometimes it really takes somebody on the outside of the box to really throw something in there, and you look at it and you'll be like, "Oh, okay."
No. My point was that he would never listen to me.
Well,
It's hard. It's
yeah,
hard to.
I had
it's
to
hard.
get to a certain point
Yeah.
where, like,
Well, no, you would gaslight me because the entire time I'd be talking and giving you advice back, you'd be like, "Yeah, you're right.
because
Yeah,
well-
I should do. Yeah, you're
yeah,
right."
and then I would fall back into it.
And then
no, you didn't fall back into it. You knew you were in denial. That's the thing, though.
it just took me.
You knew you were in denial,
Yeah.
and he was telling you, you know, things that you already knew, that you've already had run through your mind probably multiple times by then, and you know, he's a good friend of yours, and you didn't want to do wrong to him by saying that he's giving you shit advice, so you agreed with him because you knew he was right. But that's
Well,
not what you wanted to do. But,
I didn't want to.
but it was hard
it.
for you
That's
to
the
admit
thing.
that to anyone,
Yeah.
you know, for that given reason, because you still wanted to try, bro. And it's like Blake said, it's just because you have a good heart and you cared about
Yeah, I mean,
the future of your child, you know, and
Yeah.
whether she was reciprocating that same feeling or not, you know, good for you, bro. That's all. And most
Yeah.
people don't even try to do that these days. They'll just split.
well, that or most people just stay, and then you're stuck in a relationship for 30 years and fighting.
You would have been
That-
pulled down.
Cops
into
are
it.
coming every
That-
other
yeah.
week.
Yeah.
You would have been not you.
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. Well, like I said, in that time period, I was like, none of y'all would have liked me. Like I was just
We talked a little bit, but like,
not really. Like I still like kept to myself, and I didn't want to. I don't know. Like it was just like a weird time. Like I didn't want to reach out. Like I was just like, you know what? I got my own shit to deal with. Like, you know, fuck all these people. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna do me. And
Yeah,
then,
man. Sometimes that's what
I
you have to
wish-
do in life.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, you're good.
I wish I would have gave you more hell, like you give me hell right now, because I was so patient with your ass then.
well,
No, it's okay, bro. Stay on me. That's what you got to do with me.
oh, you definitely got to do that with you, because your new nickname now is, what is it?
Be late.
Be
Be
late.
late. Be late. But yeah.
I like
But
that.
I mean, you live and learn,
I like
and
that.
that's really the only thing you can do, unless you just keep repeating the same.
Just live and not learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're doing that, then you're no different than 90% of the monotonous people just walking through life, just living
Yeah.
like a machine that was made 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
people don't, it's definitely a different kind of day. It's not the same anymore.
Yeah.
Every month or so, I'll ask myself, like, have I checked myself? Have I told
Like, what do you
myself
mean
like
by that?
I could do, like, have I admitted when I've been wrong? Like, or,
Oh, okay.
like
I do that
realizing I could
often.
but yeah, it's a good thing to do. Like, I know some people that could really use that.
I'll literally run, sometimes me and my woman will argue or something like that, and I'll run that through my head, like, hey, how did I handle that? What could I have maybe done better and stuff like that? Feel like it's not a not a bad habit to have if you're doing
Yeah.
it the right way with your mind.
Yeah, that is true.
Because
You're
really,
not-
you give people the power to do or say or anything that you don't want to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
What did they say?
Somebody comment, as a barber, I love this show. It is every stage of beard growth.
Yeah, mine will never grow. Not like this.
Hey, no,
That's great.
they make cream.
I don't care.
I just shaved off my beard not too long ago. I had a pretty big beard myself.
I'm just saying, if you want to grow a beard, they
I
make
freshly
cream for
shave
it.
this every day, and then I trim this. This is actually longer than I like it, but usually just this,
Yeah.
just like this.
I see. I'm scared to shave now. Like to clean shave it off.
you need to shave.
You think so?
Yeah, you do not look good with it.
Yeah, you're.
I see. Everybody
Yours is
says
alright.
that, but Carmen loves it. So I'm
All
just
right, well,
like, you
I
know
guess,
what?
I guess that's what's important.
Do you like it?
Sometimes.
Like, okay, so you're hesitating like that, and you say sometimes. How do you remember how you feel? Like how you feel without a beard, the wind and stuff like that.
Yeah, but then like I don't know. It's like I like the way I look sometimes, and then sometimes I'm like, sometimes like I'd like to cut it, but then I'm like, I'm scared of how I would look afterwards, and then I might not like it, and then I'd have to wait 6 months for it to grow. Oh, let me do this real quick.
Like,
Yep.
Wait,
you're
read
good.
the comment. Read the comment.
Ah. Don't worry, you get a beard. Puberty is just a phase.
Is that me? Is that for me?
I think so.
I don't want the beard puberty. I don't want hair on my back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I got hair everywhere.
Dude, he is big sexy.
I don't have hair on my
Sorry.
back yet, knock on wood, but I'm with Blake. I can deal without hair everywhere.
Yeah.
I got hair in my asshole. On
Well, I
my-
mean,
on my-
yeah, I feel like most men probably
Yeah.
do.
on my cheeks, on my back, my arms.
You're just a bear.
Yeah.
Weird thing, since we're on this topic, I feel like I do grow hair just about everywhere other than my back, my chest, a little bit here and there, but
Not too much.
my armpits, guys, my armpits just like it's like the hair went everywhere but the armpits.
Really?
It's like
Really?
I have like
Can you flash us your
perma.
armpits?
It's
Is
like
it-
I
is it that
have
bad?
perma.
If it starts with A.
Starting to hit
Uh,
puberty. Like I have perma starting to hit puberty for my armpit hair.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to describe it. Yeah. I just can't really grow armpit hair, guys.
I'm just now getting chest hair.
I wonder, wonder if like kid deodorant might have done that or
Like,
something like
Is
that.
it short? Like, is it like non-existent?
It's
or-
just not much there.
I mean, I don't really have a lot of armpit hair either.
That's kind of
I
a
probably-
bust.
Now that I think about
I
it.
probably got like 2 inches.
Yeah, I gotta trim mine or it'll like hang out when my arms are closed.
Yeah, not me, bro.
I gotta. Like,
I have never messed with my armpit hair ever.
I got to. It's
Such an odd
because
topic,
it's nasty when
but
it's hanging out the back and like. you
God
know?
damn.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
I just feel like armpit hair is more natural for humans, all humans, even women and stuff like that. And I just I can't grow it. Don't know what that's about. I can grow a full facial beard, but not armpit hair.
That is weird, bro.
It is, man.
You know what? I'm thankful I don't have ear hair. I do
Ah.
have.
I
don't have ear hair.
I do have nose hair.
I do.
I don't have nose hair.
But it kind
Yeah.
of blends in with the mustache.
Yeah.
But I don't have ear hair. I'm very thankful for that.
Not yet.
I
You know,
do,
I
a
was
little
told
bit.
by my grandfather that you'll get it when you're older, much older, but I don't know how true that really is.
Well, I think everybody gets like hairy ears and everything when they get older.
But I feel like you would have signs of it, in your like 30s, 40s,
I think that usually kicks in about 50.
Anybody else here got a unibrow?
I do.
Yeah, you shave it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Riley does.
I
Forgot
plug
about
it.
that.
You plug it?
Yeah.
Do you plug it or does she plug it?
Kind of both.
How, bro?
What do you mean?
That is. I can't get one. If I tried it, ain't no way. I can
Oh,
get
you a big
one.
baby.
Oh,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You would want to try to get a unibrow?
No.
We'll buy you that cream.
I'm sorry.
No, like a pluck. Like if I tried to pluck.
Oh,
something.
gotcha.
I
I'm
can't
a
get one hair.
dumbass.
I've tried.
No, it runs in my family. I think everybody in my family's got one.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Pretty certain.
I just like got this piece that puts on it, and then it like thins it out. Then I'll like a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have had to go right here a few times.
So, not to completely change the subject, but I am going to completely change the subject.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Blake, are you at all like, you know, because I've wanted to make videos for a long time. I had a YouTube for, I don't know, I think I started it when I was about 13, and I owned it all the way up until I was about 15, and then I sold the channel for about $300 to
Yeah.
I sold the channel for about $300 to the highest bidder. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know the guy, you know what I mean? I had no affiliation with anybody like that, and sold the channel. The channel was actually bought by the like digital editor of the two. I don't know how you guys feel about them. I feel like they're a bit of jackasses, but the way they carry themselves and stuff. But can I do celebrity names?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Celebrities
Logan
don't
Paul and Jake Paul. You know them
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Their digital editor or whatever it is that whatever it is that his job entailed exactly for those two Neanderthals, actually bought my YouTube channel.
Dang, that's pretty cool.
Shit.
Yeah, they bought it for $300, and then
Turned it into 3 million.
he pretended to for a little while.
Yeah.
For a little while, he pretended to act like the gameplay that was on it was his.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
It is what it is, but
yeah.
maybe that'll get heard by the right person out there somewhere. And
Well,
Or
can't
them.
really do anything because you sold it.
I mean, fair, yeah,
Yeah.
but still acting like the gameplay is yours. Like, what
Yeah.
the hell, bro?
Well, there's a lot of people that do
You're
that.
lame.
Yeah,
That's
that is
pretty.
lame. That
That's
is
pretty
like-
common.
But no, Blake, I was gonna ask you. That's something I've wanted to redo for a long time because that channel actually did catch. I think it was like 300,000 followers when I
Dang.
owned the channel, and then when I sold it, they quickly jumped it up to like 700K.
Yeah.
It didn't take long at all. But 300K of those followers were my followers, and it's unfortunate that I lost those people. But I had like, the past couple of years, I had about I think it was like 1,200 hours worth of gameplay again in clips, and
Dang. That's a lot.
I wish that I had a drive to put them all on because Xbox unfortunately deleted everyone's clips in 2023. It didn't matter how old they were or how new they were.
man.
They just deleted all of them because it was running down the network. It
Yeah.
was bogging down the network apparently.
Too much server storage.
So I was going to ask you, are you at all like worried what people might think of you, man? Are you like worried, like, do you put on the wrong persona, or like somebody might get the wrong idea and give you a really nasty comment? Some people can be cruel and stuff like that. Is that something that you're afraid of? at
No,
all?
I would actually like that because like
Gives you
my
something to go
name's
off.
been tarnished now. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh wait, I know how people's looked at me, and for me to be preaching about Jesus and stuff, like, it'd
Yeah,
be
but
a good
that-
spot to come from. Like,
That's common though.
Yeah, I feel like that would make a lot of
Well,
sense. A lot
yeah,
of preachers go through a lot of stuff before they're a
Yeah.
preacher.
Yeah.
but like
And most of them were pretty wild.
Jesus is with me, and I'm fighting it with love, so like I won't get overwhelmed with their anger. Like, either they'll get angrier or they'll have to say to themselves like, "Okay, I'm lying to myself about this." That's usually what happens. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if somebody's actually genuine, then how can you be mean to that person and look like the one that's right? you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Like I'm trying to pull them into heaven. I'm not trying to win an argument.
I've never really cared about like what people think.
I used to.
In some sort, like in some days I will, but it's only like, I don't know, like let's say like we gotta go to one of the kids' softball games or something, and then I'll like, brush my beard or something like that. But most of the time I just go about it.
Yeah, that's a good level. That's just self care kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
enough. You care enough to actually
Be
brush
a
your
little
beard
presentable.
besides shave it.
Well, I think like, if my kids like they don't want to go around and their dad's like got holes in his shirt and
Yeah, I know
stuff
what you
like
mean.
that. So
Yeah.
like I'm like, all right, well, you know what? I'll be a little more presentable and try to be a little more spoken and stuff like that, interact with people and whatnot. But my thing is it's hard for me to break out of my shell or whatever you want to call it.
I think it is for everybody nowadays.
Yeah, it's like when me and Sean was talking about a podcast, well, a couple podcasts ago, when I went to the bar, I was the driver, and so everybody was all messed up and everything, and I was the only sober one, and like I just like for the life of me could not like get interactive with people, so I was just like sitting there just staring at people like a crazy person.
I feel like you've always kind of been that way, but if you were quiet and then you got around the right ones and you
Yeah,
weren't
like-
quiet anymore, but
It all depends on the people though. If I can like vibe with them or not. If I can't like vibe with somebody, I don't know how to
start
break
the vibe.
that. Yeah, I don't know how to break like that tension or whatever it is. Cause like there's some people like I'll try to talk to and like there's nothing there to
How would you introduce yourself to a new
Like a
stranger,
stranger?
who's never met you before but wants to meet you?
but hey, my name's Brad,
That's all you got to do, man.
yeah. But then like it stops there and I don't know where to go from there.
Well,
And then we're just sitting there just staring
what
at each
about
other.
someone you see that like at work, like someone you ain't talked to, but you see them every day, like maybe even said hey to them, but they don't answer.
Well, the
like,
thing is when I'm at work, like my job, it's just me.
Yeah.
So like I don't.
And even if you do see people, you don't have the time to stop and talk to them on the floor.
Well, not only that, but like I've been so secluded at work that
You've kind of brought it
I
back
couldn't tell you
home.
5 people's names.
oh god.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
like I know my manager, and I know like a couple people that's been there for a couple years, but that's
Yeah.
about it. Like I don't know. Like there's a new guy that started like a year ago. I still don't know his name. I've never talked to him once, and so I don't know how to bridge that, if that makes sense.
Like there was this one boy I went to be friends with, and I was like, hey man, I feel like we have a lot in common. I was like, I don't know what it is. Like we kind of dress the same, and like I feel like we both steppers. We moved the same way, and we ended up being friends after that. But like say like tension with somebody at work, people tend to not like me when they see me right off the bat, but I'll approach people and I'll be like, like I don't know. It depends how they're like.
How they are
Like,
towards you.
yeah,
At
I've
first.
walked
Their
up to
body
someone and be like,
language.
hey, I
Yeah.
feel tension. Like, is there a reason why you hate me? Like, don't be scared to tell me because I probably wouldn't blame you. Like, because I can seem like a douchebag, but I genuinely care.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
People get weird when you even come up to them and speak to them like that. When you're just being genuine, they're looking at you like you're an alien. It's like, brother, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to vibe, man. Like you're over here looking at me all sideways and stuff. Like I'm just chilling.
We're all just people,
So I hate meeting new people. I hate talking to people. I
That's
just hate
fair.
talking in general most of the time. And
Hey, that's good. Listening's good. That means you observe more.
I like to think that it's more often than not. So just for example, today we went to Mama Mia's, right? And the waiter, I happened to wear something with the Air Force logo on it. And he I don't know, I guess he's still in school or whatever. And he's like, we had a job fair today, and like all the military people were coming up talking to me. And he kept stumbling over his words. He was really nervous. And I was like I wasn't really paying much attention to him. But it's like I didn't want to talk to him, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like and I don't want to talk to anybody because it's like I'm scared to. I'm nervous to. I'm like I don't want to fucking make a fool of myself in front of this person, right?
Fair.
But the reality is that I intimidate most people I fucking meet. And
It's probably because you're so like
Just the way you carry yourself.
Yeah,
it's because
maybe.
I'm massive, the way I walk, the sound of my voice, and I don't talk. And I just
Yeah.
I have resting bitch face, and people,
Yeah.
and people are
Yeah.
people look at me and they're like, I don't want to mess with that guy.
That'll do it.
And But it's just funny because like they think that they're intimidating me, but then it's like I'm intimidated of
Yeah.
them.
It's the other way around, man. I swear.
I never once thought I intimidated you, but I didn't know what you looked like for the longest time because we just played on Call of Duty.
Yeah,
I was scared of you, and you was like, how many grades below me?
4.
Yeah, scared to death because
Yeah.
at 10 he was like had the
I re-
deepest voice in the world.
I recognized him when he first came in, and I said, "Yeah, I've definitely seen you in the halls of the school before." And it's when he said, "You know, I didn't talk. You know, usually people who don't talk are the ones that they're the first ones I'll watch out for, and I'll try to read in the room first." Because those are the ones that usually mean business.
Yeah.
What's that quote? I forget who said it, but the smartest person in the room is the one not talking,
Yeah,
or however that goes.
Yeah, I think I've heard something similar to that.
It's always something that I've had in the back of my mind. If somebody's not talking, dude, maybe they're having a rough day, or I forget. I'm thinking of this kid. I can't remember his name, but nobody hung out with him in school. And he definitely came off as like a really nerdy, geeky type. And, nobody would really give him the benefit of the day. He had a weird walk. He always wore, odd shoes, not like the hippest style and everything. But he was mega ultra smart, and he never talked to anybody.
He wore glasses.
Wore
Yeah,
glasses.
I know who you're talking
He had
about.
black hair.
Yeah.
But he was a really nice person, dude. And it was a joke going around the school saying that he had a list with names on it.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I don't know how true that was or not or anything like that, but I'd always try to like be nice to him in my
Yeah.
English class, and you never know what people are going through, man, even at a young age.
Amen.
Yeah, and high school's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's a cruel place.
Ain't it?
Children
yeah.
are cruel.
Yeah. I was always scared Sean was just gonna be like, all right, I'm exposing you for everything I think you're. He
Put you on
I think he
blast.
just didn't like me. Like Bradley told me that. Like I would try to do little things to make him like me, but it wasn't happening.
I was I don't know, very, very confusing time. I think.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
You want to be like different, and like you didn't want to be like anybody else. I felt.
Well, not only that, but
Wanted
it's
to
just
be
like,
remembered.
it's just like
Yeah.
all the kids and all of them are they're all different. They all go into different groups and whatnot. It was just like,
Finding your group.
yeah, it was hard to mix in.
Yep.
And then you always had like people like you just didn't see eye to eye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I was filled with a lot of anger and hate especially in my early years of high school, like freshman and sophomore, for sure.
Yeah.
That's when I got in the most fights. But
I
at that
do-
time,
I do remember you fighting.
at that time, it was more like, I'm trying to think like Blake specifically, like what my problem was with him.
I think I was just a douche fuck. Like,
Well, it's
He-
like I barely liked Bradley.
Oh yeah.
Like I loved playing video games with him, but I hated hanging out with him because
Yeah.
he bullied me
I was a
nonstop.
dick. Yeah, I was a dick.
I mean, it was like every other sentence was "You're gay, you're a faggot, you're sucking dick."
that's right. He would be like, dude, don't take it so hard. He'd be like, he barely likes me. I do remember you telling me that.
It's like what's that movie,
Yeah.
Benchwarmers, where he grew up and he was really nice, and then they found out in school he was the biggest bully. He was the asshole. God dang, Bradley, what the hell, man?
Yeah. I know. Hey, I'd
I'm just
take
messing,
credit
man.
for it.
And it's like great. Hey, but he was like, it's like a double-edged sword because like on the one hand, I thought Bradley was like this super cool motherfucker. I was like, I want to be friends with him.
Yeah.
But I hate him so much. And then it's like he tries to like bring in his friends and whatnot, and it's like they're all just as douchey as he is.
You got Blake. He's
Yeah.
just cocky.
The impression that you've gotten from Bradley, you're like, well, I know who he's hanging around. So just stoking the fire.
I was like, great, another person to pick on.
Well, I mean, Blake,
Yeah.
I feel like also it was because I can't remember who it was. We're not supposed to mention names anyways, but somebody had said something ill about you to me one time, and I can't remember who it was, and I wish I could remember. But yeah, no, I told him, I was like, man, he's not like that. I know how it can seem sometimes, but you need to get to know him. He's not like that. I don't want to hear you talk like that again.
I had to be
Yeah.
pushed to a point to like even want it to be a confrontation, you know.
But I stuck up for a lot of people in school, and they never even knew. I'd tell them, I don't like the way you're talking about him, bro.
And that's what makes
Shut
it
your mouth.
cooler, you know. Like
You know?
most people be, hey man, I took up for you in the hallway as soon as like
I had you back, dude. Anybody that was respectful to me, I had you back, and no matter what.
never heard anybody talk bad about you. Never. Remember,
Bradley or me?
you remember that intramural team we had basketball and we almost beat Mr. Benson's team? You remember that? With me
Yeah, I
and
do.
Daniel, and we started getting fouled out.
We were really good. Yeah, me and you got pretty heated that day. I remember that.
Oh yeah, that's is that what you was referring to? Because I was like, man, I can't remember a confrontation I had with Dylan, but I do remember that. We just wanted to win because we was right there with them, and they had been beat all year.
They hadn't been beat all year. We were really good, and
No.
people made fun of us and stuff. And
Because like we hadn't won a game and like barely had a team. It was me. It was like
yeah, nobody believed
it
in
was
our
like the
team.
future drug addicts versus like
We named the team. Oh my god, do you remember that? It was the
remember.
Domes.
Barry. Hold on. Barry.
Anyways, yeah, it was the Domes, and Mr. Benson, the principal at the time,
was it knocking down?
he thought that we were talking about our heads.
Yeah.
So it was the perfect basketball name for our team because of who our team was made up of.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was clever. It was hilarious.
It was.
Nobody really understood it except for us, and we were just in the back laughing the whole time like a bunch of idiots, like can't believe they really think we're talking about our own
God, what
heads
was
on our
it, bro?
shoulders.
It was fun.
It was really clever. It was so
It
clever that
was.
it had the teachers fooled and everything too. And they were like, "Yeah, you can use that name," because we even asked first because we thought they would catch on.
Yeah, but they didn't.
But no, I don't think it was any of them. But yeah, that did happen. It was in the locker rooms. It was somebody who played on the football team. I can't remember who it was. But I did. I told him to his face, and I was like, "He's my friend, man." So
Thank you, bro.
I was like, "You better watch yourself."
Seriously, I appreciate that. Honest.
People are cruel, dude, and people love to talk smack just to make themselves feel a little bit better throughout the day. And I feel like it becomes a habit for some people.
Yeah, it does.
They never leave that like high school persona behind.
Well, there are some people that get stuck in that.
For sure.
For the most part, I hate gossip.
I
But
hate
I mean, I
Yeah.
love talking shit about people
Yeah.
with my wife. I mean, it's like the
Yeah.
best. Especially other couples. It's
Yeah.
like I love it so much.
It's a different kind of shit talking.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I've tried really hard not to do that, like with Amber. Well, we ain't together, but
Yeah.
still, we're like best friends, whatever. But yeah, I trust. Anything I say has ended up coming to bite me
Yeah.
right back.
I usually just try to just mind my own business.
Uh,
Because sometimes when you talk gossip and stuff like that, what I'm scared of is that manifesting or whatever somehow my relationship. So I kind of
well, yeah, you can definitely you manifest your own lifestyle
Yeah.
for sure.
so for me I'm just they're going through their own stuff. I'm just let them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just let them do their own thing.
If the minute you hear something bad about somebody and you can't wait to tell somebody else, it's coming.
What do you mean it's coming?
Like if you hear, you had family drama in the past and y'all cannot wait to call each other. Under circumstance, you're trying to protect that person in the family,
Yeah.
but sometimes I'd be like,
People take it out of people take it in the wrong context and
yeah, like
take
the
it how
person's
they
already
want.
doing bad and they know they're doing
Yeah.
bad, like talking shit and telling them that they're doing bad isn't helping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Take-
not. It's,
you
yeah.
know,
It's
take-
just adding on.
Yeah,
You
but
need to
the person also wants one help. It's a mixture of things.
Yeah, but I don't know. Life's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah,
I just-
definitely.
I feel like more people could come into they could find agreements, even though they might not like, they might
See
would
eye to
rather
eye.
agree to disagree type thing.
Yeah.
But you're wrong. The people like that. I feel like if they just would practice, trying to see what they can agree on before they jump to what they already know they can agree on, I feel like life would be a little bit smoother.
Yeah.
People wouldn't be such assholes to each other.
People let anger get in the way of conversations.
Yeah, man.
Like, yeah, let's get down to the facts, because there's opinions and there's facts,
Yep.
and then there's like,
Feelings.
yeah, just
Some-
talk it through.
Some
Like,
people can't let go of
It's
feelings.
got to make sense. You know what I'm saying?
How have you been doing?
Good, bro. Been going to the Greenway every day, like for like a month and a half now.
What
Yeah.
what
Run
is
the whole
that place? What is that place like now? The Greenway.
I think it's pretty. I like it. Like,
I mean,
It's
like,
nice.
what it like? I
Just
raced.
running.
I raced on the motocross track there like 1 or 2 times. What is it now? It used to be a raceway, right?
did it?
I have no idea. All I know now is it's just people running.
Am I thinking of?
I think you might be getting mixed up.
You're thinking of the Speedway, right?
Oh, I think
Yeah.
that is what I'm
So
thinking.
he's
of.
talking about.
The place
I'll
in
let you
Ray. It's
explain
like a
it.
place where you walk your dogs and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just like a run.
Yeah, sorry, man. I was getting completely mixed up.
No, it's okay, bro. But yeah, I've been doing that every day and waking up early and
How many miles have you been running?
4 every day.
4?
Wait, running
4. I run the whole
Damn.
Greenway every day.
Okay.
Every day.
Wow,
That's-
bro.
that's
2
more than
miles
me.
long. I mean, no, I don't run the whole thing. Like I run until I'm out of breath. I don't stop though. I walk, hands on top of my head,
So,
Yeah.
you,
till I
so,
catch my breath and I'll go.
so you try to do 4 miles every day?
I do it every day.
Yeah,
That's
the whole-
insane,
I think the whole
dude.
track is 4 miles, right?
Like the whole thing's 2 miles. So I looked up on Google. My bad. It says it's 2 miles.
He likes it.
I don't know if they mean like from end to end or like from end to back. Because I go to the end and I go back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't loop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It is like a start and an end.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I start at the loop end. I do the whole loop and then I'll go underneath the main road and then I'll go all the way to the other end and then I'll come back to my car.
Okay. So
That's freaking impressive, dude.
Thank you, bro.
it is.
Like for real.
I just started doing like, man, I was started being out of breath and I've been so weak for so long.
Do you still smoke nicotine?
Yeah, vape. I got my vape out there in the car. I keep meaning to go get. I sit my stuff down and I don't
mean,
want to
hey,
leave in the
that's
middle of
good, though.
conversation.
That's good, though.
Conversation, you know, the vape's worse for you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
Way worse than cigarettes.
So what's your record?
Time.
No, for your days.
I don't even keep count.
Yeah,
anymore.
kept count.
No,
Okay.
no, I don't even keep count
That's good, dude.
because it was hard keeping track of Suboxone clean and meth clean.
Well, not only that, but if you're keeping count, you're like almost reminding yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's good though. I'm
I mean,
proud
that-
of you.
I mean, at least
Bro.
that's how mine works. How Bradley just said it. It's kind of a reminder, and it's not something that you need to tempt yourself. It's not like be aware of it. Be aware that like, hey, this is day. I don't know. We'll ballpark it today.
Yeah,
And then just keep doing that, and then eventually it just becomes, I'm good, bro. Like I'm good.
right.
I don't need to count. You know what I mean? So good on. I feel like that's a good practice to have, man, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you, bro. But it's just about staying this way now because
Yeah,
my family
making
and
a habit.
just me. Like it's, yeah. I don't. You know what it's like.
It's
you know
hard,
what I'm saying?
dude.
Yeah, bro.
It's really hard.
You'll
man.
never. I don't know. You'll never feel that happiness, that kind of feeling again.
You
I mean, you
Almost pout
will.
over
You
it.
will.
It's just gonna
And you-
take time.
and you
Yeah.
can. It takes a lot of time, man. It takes a lot of dedication and just
Wanting
willpower.
different, yeah.
And I feel like once you get it back and you get that wind back, like how you were saying, I was tired of being out of breath.
Yeah.
Once you get that wind back into your soul, man, it's nice. And you look at life, I feel like more appreciative of just
Yeah.
random stuff that you know that you should be thankful for. Even yourself being here and stuff, man, you've made my journey a lot easier in this life. So, here's one person who would remember you if you were gone. You know what I mean?
Hell
man?
yeah. Thank you,
So,
bro. That goes
um,
both ways too.
you impacted my life and made my journey here on earth a lot easier thus far. So, I'm proud
Thank
of
you,
you, man.
bro. Honest.
For real.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that was yeah. I like the feels.
People just don't respect people anymore, man. As like, even if they're family, I've seen people treat family.
Well-
Even myself, I'm guilty of it. You know, blood is not thicker than water, and a lot of people like to say,
Yeah.
they love to say that around here, man. And it really, really gets to me because it's not true.
Well,
Your
Hey-
family is who you know,
but
who
that's
you make it.
that's the ones that hate you the most. You know,
Yeah.
like
Well,
that's if it's multiple things.
yeah. That's one thing that I'm trying to get a little better at, because like it seems like now everybody's like all just for them, like not for themselves, but like they're to themselves.
Yeah,
So like not really like branching out as much.
no communication.
Yeah. So
But we're
everybody's
so connected.
well. That's the thing. Like
That's why we feel so
it's kind of an illusion
alone.
in a way. But that's one reason. That's one thing that like I like doing during the summers is having like cookouts and stuff, and just trying to get everybody back together.
Yeah,
But I mean, some people just like it's just. I mean, I get it. Like everybody's got stuff going on and life problems or whatnot. So you know,
they're just all they know is the misery.
I mean, life is, when you really sit down and you really think about life, like, you know, we're only here for
short moment.
however long our ticket, you know, is, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
whether you're wearing your seatbelt or not, or you didn't smoke your whole life, or whatever it may be, when it's your time to go, bro, it's your time to go. And I don't think people look at it like that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, they're not, people aren't preparing themselves spiritually and stuff like that anymore. They don't care about that shit anymore. It gets manipulated and tortured in the media to something that is just completely different than what the meaning is behind it, or what the message is behind it. And I think a lot of people are just lost, bro. Like you can see it in some strangers' eyes.
Yeah, I do too.
You can see how people are, you know, hurting,
That's avoiding the truth.
really
and, like,
hurting and scared and struggling, and they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Everything's diluted now.
can't see it in everybody's eyes, but there's
Yeah.
definitely some strangers out there that I've seen where I'm like,
But most people they don't like
his
regular
eyes
life,
really speak a story.
don't it, bro? I know you've been there too. Like walking out in public, dude, and your life is not there.
Yeah,
And when you see someone that knows you, they're like, they know something's up.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
And that's the worst feeling because everyone you see, hey man, you alright? It almost makes you
feel
mad.
worse.
Yeah.
It makes you feel worse. And
Yeah.
it hurts. It hurts a lot. And then you dwell and it doesn't seem to get any better.
I feel like every time I'm around my mother, like, it doesn't matter how I'm acting. Are you okay? You're acting weird.
Well, that's just a mom, though.
And it's like,
Yeah, but they can see you.
Can I not just fucking exist and like be okay here?
I think all moms.
Are you
do
okay,
that,
though? I'm just asking as a friend. Like everything good? Like
well, no.
would you like to go into it at all, bro?
Oh fuck.
Do you need a hug?
No.
A kiss.
Oh, maybe.
Blake's giving the
Stop it, bro.
kisses.
God damn.
Well, I had a really bad day yesterday, and I got like mega depressed. I got suicidal, and I was spiraling real bad, and it's kind of been, I think, building up. Like I've been more or less faking it to make it for the past couple months, but I came off my meds this year back in January.
Yeah.
And like I cut cold turkey, and that was a fucking experience.
Do you like being off the meds?
Well, after yesterday, no. So I'm going back on. I'm gonna try to be on a lower dose this time.
That's good.
But it's like, I think, like I was on the meds. I've been on the meds for like fucking 5 years, right?
Yeah.
And but all of 2024, I was fine. Like I didn't have an episode. And now I'm off the meds, 4 months in, and I have like a very bad episode, like really bad. And so it's like, I don't know. I was in a pretty like dark place. I was like,
I knew something was up.
go fuck yourself.
I'm not trying to poke, but do you struggle with depression? Is that what the meds are trying to help?
Oh yeah, I got like PTSD and
Gotcha.
and shit. Like depression, anxiety, suicidal ideations. But anyways, I was like, I don't know why I have grown this like disdain for being on meds. But like, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna come off the meds, and my main reason was like, I want to try and lose weight, right?
Yeah.
And because antidepressants, especially the like dosage and shit that I was on,
Yeah.
like it fucking I ballooned, right? And anyways, so that was like my number one reason. But then it's like everyone around me like expects me to be and act normal, right? And they're like, and then there's this like stigma against being on pills or antidepressants or whatever. And so everyone's like, when are you going to come off your pills? Do you plan to come off your pills? And so I was like, fine, I'll fucking do it. And but then I think
Were these loved ones or
Yeah,
doctors?
yeah.
Okay. all right.
loved ones. Where am I going with this? Basically, I was talking to the wife last night, and I was like, what fucking choice do I have? It's either I kill myself and rid myself of this miserable existence, or I am zombified on fucking antidepressants, and I just go through life being on happy pills. And very dramatic.
Not dramatic, bro. I think
It's-
I think you deal with something that most people don't have to deal with.
And I think it's a lot more people out there that deal with it than you think, brother.
And but then it's like, ever since I came off the meds, I've been almost chain smoking marijuana, and it's like, I got to have something to cope, right? And it's like, why am I so okay with taking one drug to help with my depression and anxiety, but I'm not okay with just taking a fucking pill? And and that kind of opened my eyes a little bit, and it's like, fucking everyone, I think, got so used to me kind of acting and being normal, and then I had to kind of keep up like this facade of being normal and whatnot. And it's like everyone kind of forgot that, like, even my own wife, and I confronted her about it yesterday and today. It's like there's something like there's a chemical imbalance in my brain. And then not only that, but once I've had a doctor tell me this, a psychiatrist, they're like, if the brain or if the person experiences like such a trauma, like that rewrites your like neuron paths and shit.
Yeah.
And and it's like, I feel like everyone kind of forgot that, like, I'm not okay. I'm not normal. Like, I need something in order to like fill the space.
Help you out.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm gonna go back on the pills.
Did the marijuana help?
I think it just kind of like
Kept it at bay.
passes the time.
Masked it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's almost like a feeling of withdrawals we would have, but he's like,
Very possibly.
constantly going through that. Like something I can't imagine, bro.
Pills are
I love you, bro. I wish I could take it away. Seriously.
Oh man, I got real emotional last night, and I looked at the wife and I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm sick," and I was like crying, and yeah, I was like, I wish I could be normal. I was like, I have every reason to be happy. We got a baby on the way, but then I was in such a dark place, and like I have a lot of intrusive thoughts, especially when I'm in like a dark place. And I was thinking, like, why am I bringing a kid into this fucking world? I was like, just for them to potentially end up like me and feeling the way that I do. And I was like, I can't imagine like her experiencing anything close to what I've gone through. And then not only that, but like, oh, fucking congratulations, I'm bringing a kid into this world, and in 5 years I'm gonna fucking off myself. And then there you go, you don't have a dad no more because I'm not fucking strong enough to be here.
No, bro.
And
That hurts.
yeah,
That hurts me, bro.
you definitely are strong enough, man, and I I would like to say that just like I said to Blake, bro, we're all sitting in this room. I didn't know you at all up until pretty much the moment you walked in here. Even then, we still don't know each other, but you know, Bradley, Blake, these guys. I'm sure there's other people that and I'm sure that you've made an impact on at least one of those people's lives and made their journey, you know, less miserable, even if it was for just a moment in this life. And, that's enough, bro. Like, that is enough. Everybody here has a purpose.
Well, yeah. So I don't mean to cut you
No,
off.
you're fine, man.
But it's like I was telling a buddy of mine. I was talking to a buddy of mine about today. It's like I I call it like I have rational thought and then I have irrational thought. And for the most part, I'm a rational thinking person. But then out of fucking nowhere, I'll just become completely irrational and nothing will make sense. And it's all like everything is pain and torture. And it's like I just want to sleep forever. I just do not want to exist anymore. And
You'd do anything to take that pain away.
and it's like you just feel so overwhelmed and everything feels pointless. And it's like no matter what, and I get mad at myself afterwards.
Yeah.
Like today I was telling the wife, I was like, I'm fucking like I'm frustrated that I can't like control that. I can't control these like the irrational thoughts that come in, and it pisses me off.
Bro. I hope like I don't offend you by saying it, but you're being like spiritually attacked. You're being spiritually attacked, bro. And but man, the shit you go through, most people can't handle. So every day when you make it another day, you're that much stronger than like I couldn't do it, man. So like every day you make it, you're that much stronger, and just know that you're more man than most men.
And
For real.
and just like Blake said, man, I'm not trying to intrude at all or, cause any harm, but I can't, I hate it. I used to hate it all the time when people used to tell me, well, if you want to do that, that's your decision, but you're not doing anybody here a favor. And there's more than likely going to be people here who are going to miss you. And that's not doing them any favors. I used to always hate hearing that because I mean, I know we don't know each other that well, but I understand exactly what you're describing. That pain that you would do, you'd off yourself to get rid of it, to just not have to feel it anymore. And I get it, man. I really do. I get it. But I do want to say that, as much as I hate hearing that saying, you wouldn't be doing anybody here a favor. There's people that hear it's true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
I mean, it is, and I think it was you. It was like a week ago. I was talking about that kid Mason that lived across the street from me. He joined the army and he killed himself.
Yeah.
And every time I go by that house, I'm just like, man, like that was however many years ago, and it's like life just goes on,
Kept going.
just keeps going, and it's like
That's what Blake was talking about right there. That's the devil talking to you, dude.
and it's like, yeah, I can end it for me, but
Oh, that's the
it's
devil
just going
right
to keep
there.
on for everybody else. Like when I'm in rational mind, I know that killing myself is not the answer.
Yeah.
And it's like that's not going to fix or solve anything.
Right.
But then like as soon as that switch flips, it's all I want to do. And I'm like sometimes I'll even like I'll get mad about it. Like I've been in a therapy session before where like, I'll be on the edge and they're trying to like talk you down, calm you down and everything. And I was like, I was screaming like, I want it. I want it. I want to be fucking dead. I was like, I want like nothingness so bad. I was like, fucking give it to me.
Man, bro. And I feel that, like, you know how many times I've woke up and, like, I do the worst thing. I woke up and be like, I don't want to fucking do it today. Fuck you. Like, talking to God. Like, for real. And here recently I've done that. And, I tried to off myself one time with a gun. I had a pistol. Only time I ever owned a gun. And I woke up and realized I was like so deep into drugs, and Amber wanted me to go do something with her. I disappointed her again because I just wanted to lay in bed. I got up, I pulled the trigger, and for a split second, I seen like now I know it was Jesus, but he put his finger in the hole of the gun, and when I looked at the gun, the bullet was like jammed. It was like sticking out the
No.
chamber. Yeah.
So I attempted to in 2019, and I tried to hang myself.
Oh, man.
And I was at work at the time. I was working overnights, and like we worked in like this big ass warehouse, and it was only like 3 of us. So I was a shift lead, and then I had 2 under me, and I went and I got a 50-foot electrical cable, and I threw it up over the rafters. Or no, I was going to throw it up over the rafters, and I was like I was standing there holding it in my hands, and I was like staring at the rafters, and then like my life flashed before my eyes, and it was like every like event, good or bad, was going through, and then finally like I got to my wife,
Yeah, boy.
and I was like I can't leave her, and so I fucking like curled up in the fetal position and just like cried my heart out, and yeah.
Well, I'm glad you didn't do it, man.
Well, yeah, I'm
was-
glad you didn't do it or weren't able to do
Yeah.
it.
I'm
Mine was
glad
a-
I could meet you, brother.
Mine was a coward. I chose the coward way, and yeah, don't feel bad for me, bro. In high school, I wanted to be with the cool kids, and that's all I wanted, and that's what I got. Then got into drugs because I thought it was cool, and I had it all coming to me. This is what I asked for, you know. So
Yeah, but you're a kid.
I don't think you asked for it, man. I don't. And I also don't. I don't think you to. I don't know who else you hung out with in school other than me and Daniel and stuff. Or, I know you probably didn't even hang out with Daniel that much. I have no idea. But, and like you said, we didn't hang out that much. But I feel like if you'd have been around, it sounds odd to say, but people who are a little bit more responsible with their drug usage,
No.
I don't know how else to say that, honestly.
but
More experienced.
that's the
drug
kids I looked
user.
at as cool,
I
I
guess.
guess. Like hear shit they done at parties and like.
I feel like you'd have been, you wouldn't have gotten, maybe. I don't know. I'm not speaking for certain.
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
But
yeah.
just maybe you wouldn't have gotten addicted.
Yeah.
Or something.
Just started so late, and
I don't know.
yeah, I picked a pitiful life there. It's.
Well, I mean,
I'm just now choosing to step it up, you know. So
Yeah,
don't-
but now you have the power to change it.
yeah, and I am
No.
just digging yourself out of that hole is something else, boy.
yeah, no shit, man. I know you don't know me. I'm glad you didn't do it. I'm glad we could meet today. I'm enjoying the show. Blake, I'm glad you didn't do it. Bradley, if you got intrusive thoughts, bro, always hit one of us up.
No, bro.
I remember when I first tried
I'm pretty grounded.
to off myself. I had a double barrel shotgun. It was a 20 gauge, had buckshot in it, and it was one of those. It was one of those double gauges where has 2 triggers on it. I'm sure some of you gun enthusiasts might know what I'm talking about. Is everything all right with the?
That's
Good,
fine.
Okay.
It's still on.
Yeah, no, I took the gun, put it down, put the stock down on the ground, and sat on the end of my bed. And it was actually at that farmhouse I was showing you on the way here. And
Yeah.
The red
yes, and
got
yeah.
a story.
No, you're good, dude. And I like that you remember. It's fun. But yeah, I stuck the butt of the gun down on the ground. Stuck my thumb on the trigger. I could even feel the trigger. And if I could let you guys hold this gun today and pull the trigger, you'd be like, yeah, I don't know, man. I think you might have had somebody there helping you out or something, because
Like Kurt Cobain type.
I pulled that trigger. I squeezed it. I didn't pull it. I squeezed it because I was terrified, fucking petrified. And when I squeezed it, it didn't go all the way down, and I let off. And I never truly tried after that, because like you said, my life flashed before my eyes.
Bro, that's crazy.
And yeah, no, bro, it's God. You don't
Like,
ask,
and like, 'cause you
don't
felt
ask
that
me,
thing,
bro,
like-
because I squeezed down on that trigger, and I have used that gun for years, and it should have fired. Where it was, it should have fired. 100%.
I just felt something, bro. When you said that,
And I had it at my throat. It would have definitely done some damage. and
Oh.
nobody was around. So, me being a dumbass teenager at the time, not knowing that it probably would have just really hurt me and not fully killed me right away, being that it wasn't a slug or something like that, and I didn't have it in my brainstem or something like that with a pistol. Yeah, man, I thank God all the time for that, bro. All the fucking time.
Bro. Mm.
That was definitely the closest I've ever been to death.
It's scary, man. That's scary. Especially the thought of like you also not dying. Like that's what scared me the most. Like when someone told me, like, man, imagine if you
You don't think about that
would
as
have
a young
succeeded but
kid.
didn't die. No,
you're
I
going through
didn't. I was
those-
like, dude, I didn't even think about that.
You're going through that feeling that you want to get
You
rid
just
of.
think shot dead. You
Yeah.
know, like
You don't know what's really going to happen to you. People don't understand what happens to the human body when it gets shot because
Yeah.
they're too used to movies and stuff like that. It's not what it's like in the movies at all.
I wanted to do it at work because I was like, fuck my coworkers. and I was like, there's no way I could do it at home and like have the wife walk in and see me hanging or something. I was like, I can't do that to her.
bros, like that's so good of you because when I went to do it, I didn't give a shit, and I realized for like a good year, like I didn't care about anybody else. You even thought of that. Like I done it right in the living room. Amber's right outside. You know, we tried, but that's good hearted of you, bro.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for her, I'd probably be dead, one way or another.
Shows that you still have willpower and the want, dude. You know that it's out there and you can find your happiness.
Yeah, the lives you would affect if you wasn't here, bro.
Yeah, man.
What would she be like? You know,
Well, I just want to say I'm glad that all y'all are in my life. And
Yeah, I'm glad you hit me up and invited me over here, man.
yeah, well, my goal is to just to connect with people and just to see their way of life and their problems and everything. I'm glad y'all are all alive, and
that's
Me too, brother.
That's what I respect about you. You try to be relatable. Like,
well, yeah, because
Dude, he pisses me off so much when it comes to this shit though, because it's like he always circles back to like, well, you just got to be happy and thankful for the things that you got.
yeah, but that's my way of like staying grounded and like
It's harder for others, man.
yeah, I get that.
My woman is the almost, I guess, the same way he is as far as thinking about it. Like it's not that easy to just be
Yeah.
positive all the time, bro. Like she's where she's kind of like mocking routines to make yourself happy throughout the day or be okay, and like tell yourself like it's gonna be all right, I'm gonna figure it out, what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
gonna work through this, I'm gonna grind through this, I'm gonna figure it out. She's a really smart individual and she's just overworked basically. I'm not in the best position in my life. I'm not really helping out, and I know that's stressful as well. So but it is something that you have to try to practice in your own way, and you'll just find your own way. You'll
Yeah, so it's like, so Bradley has like a one answer for everything. Whatever your problem is, one answer. Just be grateful for the things that you have. And it's like, so when I attempted suicide that night, I went home and like I as soon as I got in the door, it was like fucking 1 a.m, right? And I told the wife everything that had just happened, like everything I had been through in the day. Like I tried to kill myself.
That's hard to do too.
And yeah, it was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done.
I bet.
And I promised her right then and there, I was like, I will do whatever it takes to get past this. And not knowing at the time that like this isn't something that you just fucking bounce back from.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
a
but-
life struggle. Yeah,
And
Good on you to ask for help.
and I was like, whatever it takes. And the next day, I went to the doctor and I told him everything, And that's when they like started telling me about like all the like possibilities like to take, like doing therapy, seeing a psychiatrist, a psychologist, getting on medication, and then you go into therapy, and it's like it's not just like here, do this and you'll feel better. It's like here, try this, see how it makes you feel. And it's like, well, if that doesn't work, well, try this, see how that makes you feel. You got to try like all these different things. And it's like, for me, I have to do like half the fucking book. Like I work out, I exercise, right? That's one thing. I eat relatively healthy. That's another thing.
Plan A
I
through
keep my
Plan Z.
routines. That's another thing. There's not just like a cure all for it.
Yeah.
And like there's no magic wand to make it go away.
If only.
And so it's like you have to try all these different things. And I don't even know where I was going with this. My main thing was like I get irritated with Bradley because he gives people the same answer, and it's like there's a different answer for like different situations.
It's the answer that works for me. So I figure, it might work for this person.
Yeah.
It might work for that person. So I just keep repeating it.
You're just trying to help, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just imagine like when you just break up Felicia, if we would have been like, man, either way, it'll work out. Just be grateful, man.
Just be grateful.
I bet you. Yeah.
Well, no, I was in a totally different mind space then.
Yeah. Just you want to pull people out of that mind space because you've been there.
Yeah.
I know we've been on this topic for a while, and it's probably a downer of a topic, but something that always helped me out is just something really simple. Like when I'm really down and I'm feeling those feelings, sometimes I'll just walk to the window or just look outside wherever I can, no matter where I am. If I'm inside, and I'll look at leaves. If there's like wind happening, it's a lot easier for me to just look at the leaves and just be thankful for life, man. The fact that I can see that and feel that.
Yeah.
It's
I had a moment like that. It's like 3 or 4 days ago. I was up there in my garden, and I was kind of stressing about, my taxes and all these other bills, and it was just financial crap. And looked over, and I was just like looking at the mountain. I was just taking like a second just to like kind of just like reset myself or whatever. And I was just trying to rethink about just how to be grateful for what I have and all this other stuff. And I know you're gonna say it, but that's just how I keep myself
Yeah, I mean,
humble,
well,
I guess.
So I mean, what you're touching on is like it's kind of like it's the strangest things that can bring you back to reality. You know? And
it's a grounder, like
yeah.
It
like going for. I mean, one of my things is smoking a cigarette. And like before I was just vaping, and one of my tells that I was getting suicidal is I'd be smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
And another one of my tells is listen to Kid Rock.
Kid Rock?
Yeah. And it just brings me back to a time because Dad was like super depressy when I was young.
It puts you back, like yeah.
Okay.
It's like a weird comfort music that makes me feel sad, but like comforted. I don't know. It's fucking weird.
I know exactly. I know exactly what you
mean.
mean, bro.
Yeah.
God darn.
And so like that's another one of my tells. But it's just like it can be going for like a car ride, like that can bring you back down to reality. And it's like, allow you to kind of think clearly.
Yeah. The wind through the leaves, the thing behind that, it just kind of reminds me, not only am I alive, like I'm here, I'm a conscious thinking human or whatever, humanoid, whatever you want to call us, man. We're walking around fucking doing stuff, you know what I mean?
Man.
And we can think for ourselves, and we can feel multiple different feelings and stuff. Like that's wild. And then the wind through the leaves, man, it lets me know that, guys, we're on a rock
Floating through space.
Yep. And space is how big? Nobody knows truly.
They don't think it's infinity. I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
I'm not trying to go down that rabbit hole either, but we live in a massive place, right? You know what I mean? And we're such a particle in the stretch of all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like so small.
and then it's weird sometimes because, you know, years back when I was working, I did that trick. Like I was having a rough time and I needed something to bring me back a little bit. And I looked at the leaves flowing through the wind and I was just thinking to myself, I was like, man, do these motherfuckers know that do they know what I know? Like we're on this rock, just all vibing together and trying to
Yeah.
make it to, you know, everybody's trying to make it and shit. Like they remember that, right?
They have moments like that, but I feel like they.
People don't talk about those moments. And that's the shit that really connects people. The shit that you're going through, the feelings that you feel about stuff, whether you agree or disagree, whatever, dude. And being able to talk it out,
Yes.
those things that you disagree on. I feel like back in the day when I was growing up, I feel like even to a political standpoint, it was always really nasty and just it's a gruesome world when you get into the nitty gritty of that stuff. But I feel like there was always some people like older people like my babysitter, that wife and that husband, when they would speak about it, the way they used to speak about it sometimes, man, it was like they disagreed, but they could find ways where they agreed, and like they would almost imagine the perfect president or like the perfect solution for situations and stuff like that. And it was really cool. And it was something that I always held on to at a young age, because when you're a kid, you sponge shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you don't forget stuff as a kid. It's almost like a puppy. If you do wrong to that animal, it's going to remember you at a later state in its life, you know, and probably not like you all that much. But it was just one of those situations where I just never forgot about it. And I was just like, man, I was watching human interaction, good, healthy human interaction as a 6-year-old and didn't know it. And I kept that my whole life and, you know, turned it into that. And I feel like if more people could do just similar things like that, man, and when they know they're getting to a boiling point, just not necessarily walk away, but just say, hey, look, we need to take a break. We're both getting heated and stuff like that. People don't do that shit anymore, bro.
Yeah.
You know, when they really want to disagree with someone, they just fucking yell and say what they want to say, you know, as it is, and think that's the way it should be for certain.
They don't realize they're addicted to like the whole hype of it and the whole, you know.
But I just the way things are ran, they've done a good job of grooming us to be that way. We did it to ourselves.
And what did it get them? You know what I'm saying? Like more money.
There's always been a cheat code, dude. Think about the Romans. Think about the Romans when they used to do their
Colosseum.
They had their Colosseum, and they used to do all their football, like
Yeah.
what our shit is today is
Yeah,
what
like
their shit was
gladiator
then.
shit.
You know what I mean?
Distraction.
It was to keep the masses entertained. You know what I mean? That cheat sheet has existed forever.
Yeah.
Ever since there has been a true power in power, that cheat sheet has existed.
Now it's your phone.
Well, we won't follow like God's God. We'd rather follow that.
That's because it's made a meme nowadays, man.
Yeah.
Any sort of religion is made up to be a meme, or your religion is wrong, my God is right. You know, it's not a healthy disagreement anymore. It's more just like saying, you know, fuck you for the sake of it.
Yeah.
People get off on fucking each other over. It's
They do.
literally what it is sometimes.
Or
It's not
proving
all the
each other
time, it's not
wrong.
everybody, but the majority practice of civilization, I feel like that's what it's become, and it's really disappointing, and it's pretty gross.
Yeah. I will say, I've been listening to the Holy Bible because of you.
Is
Yeah.
audio?
Yep.
The audiobook. Yeah.
Well, I got to thinking, like if you know, to get you to start on your thing, if I have to be the person with questions and stuff,
Yeah.
I should brush up on it. So I've been slowly going through it all.
Good. Well, like I take it if I read it, I don't take it in as much. But if I hear it and I'm just reading along, I understand it. Like I don't have to play it over again. Like totally get the message.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you consider yourself religious?
I'm like in the middle. I'm like, I don't know. It's like,
Can you elaborate the best you can?
all right, so I believe there's a God because, something like all this is created.
You don't think it was
Somehow.
like chemicals or atom weird shit, science shit,
All right, so my main thing is humans lie. Okay, we're deceptive. What's there from 3,000-4,000 years ago? Somebody writing a book that was made by humans.
Multiple people.
Yeah,
It's
multiple
disciples.
people and stuff, and that book, might not be like what they say it is.
It's nothing like what it was written,
Yeah,
If it was truly written by like what it says it was written by, it's nothing like what it used to be.
that's the thing. I always like.
It don't matter.
that
God's
gets
word
me stuck
cannot
on.
be corrupted. And how does everybody? If we're reading a corrupted word, how are we still getting the same message? Boom.
Yeah, but you don't know because it's not the same as it once was. There's like 66.
You're
Chapters in the Bible
living in
that
a
ain't in
world.
the Bible
You're living
anymore.
in a world where good people say nothing. You're living in a world where evil people always win. You think that people change the Bible so quickly just because they're
I get what both of you are saying.
Yeah.
I do. I agree with both of you, which is odd, but
that's good. Like conversating, like
you're both
points.
you're both right. Like God, Blake's 100% right. If you want to hear the voice of God and the word of God, then you absolutely can do that, or whatever God you believe in or religion you believe in
Yeah.
and stuff. If that's what you want to hear and believe in, then in your heart you know what to believe in. You take good from what you're reading. You're not going to take something out of context just because there's corruption, right? You're going to try to believe it for how it's meant to be believed in, or how they won, the ones who wrote it. So I agree with Blake there. Like, if you want to find it, if you want to hear it, you can do that. Like, nothing's stopping you from doing that and living that type of way, like living as God, how He wanted you to live and stuff like that. But in the other sense, I totally get what Bradley's saying, and I don't doubt for a second that it's been changed a shit ton and pages
me
have been
too.
ripped out. They've admitted that there's pages that aren't in the Bible that's kept from society. So that much we know, but nothing is stopping you from hearing the voice of God and walking with God and feeling that power from your God, whatever it is that you believe in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think the extra information they didn't give us is the information that would prove that God's real, because that's their whole point, right? If they changed it, it's because they want God to be questionable.
I don't think it was like that, just because God always, if you read the Bible, I haven't read the whole Bible at all.
Me either.
I'm no, I don't.
Am I the only one that's read the whole Bible?
Does it say in there somewhere that you're ought to before you pass away? Because my Nana told me that, and it's something that I never let go of as a child.
That I don't know.
I feel like she might have told me that just to get me to read the Bible.
Well, I read the whole Bible when I was like 16 or 17. This is when I went through like a religious fanatic phase, and I even looked into like Buddha, Hindu,
Which all those are real.
Yeah.
Because all religions give credit to Jesus Christ. All them religions existed, but their idols lived and they died.
All of them have a very similar message.
My God,
wow.
They all give credit to Jesus and says to believe it. They say that he is a way, but my Jesus, who they give credit to, says He is the only way.
Yeah.
All religions now give Jesus credit. There's more evidence of Jesus resurrecting than there is for evidence World War II, evidence for anything.
I don't know if you're right about that.
I am right about that. Look it
No,
up.
he is. It's a lot of stuff that's been found around that has been dated back to that time, whether they lying or not. That stuff is old.
They found a
old
woman that turned
stuff.
into a pillar of salt. They found where
No, I did
Jesus
read something about that.
the rock with the water,
the statue that cries.
Yeah.
That's all. That stuff's real, dude.
I almost think everything we've ever heard is real.
It's a statue that cries blood, if I'm not mistaken. And they, what was it? I can't remember what it was they found recently, and they took the blood particles from it, had
Oh.
it tested and everything, and said
They
that it
found
was,
Jesus's blood.
Said that it was Jesus.
You know how many chromosomes we have as humans?
Yeah,
46.
Yeah.
You know how many that blood had? 23, because it only had one parent.
It was fucking
I'm
wild.
gonna have to
dude.
look into that.
Look into
It
the
was
the
wild.
Turin, the thing they covered up Jesus with. So like when he died, like
Yeah.
it's a print of him on the sheet.
Now that I could believe.
You know, and again, they could be using stuff like that.
Oh, and
And
World War II, Hitler, they lost the war because he was so concerned about finding that sword that they stabbed Jesus in the side with.
Spear of Destiny.
They cured the blind guy. A blind guy, after Jesus died, he stabbed him in the side. Blood and water came out, hit him in the face, and he could see.
Hmm.
They proved the eclipse was on the day and time they think Jesus was crucified. You know, because as soon as he died, it was an eclipse. And they can prove that, like, you know, stars and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think there's truth in both stories. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of truth in both stories that you guys are saying.
All right. Well, we've been doing this for
Over 2 hours.
2 hours.
Is that a record?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of the longest ones, definitely.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think we might have done one before.
Yeah, like we done one pretty long like this,
Yeah.
but
But regardless, we'll end it here. But I just want to thank y'all for just being here, opening up. You know, that's pretty hard to do, and just being real. Like, this is one of the main reasons why I wanted to do the podcast, is just to connect to people and, you know, just see people's different perspectives and stuff like that. So I thank you all, and I appreciate all y'all. And I'm glad y'all are in my life.
thank you, bro. I'm glad you're in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you to everybody that's listening too. And whatever you're going through, guys, y'all not you know better than to think you're alone. Nobody's alone, man.
Yeah.
And you can get through it. Seriously. Like I don't know. I would see. Let's not go too deep into it. Yeah, but you can. I'm not just saying that. Not just one of them videos. You can do it. You really
Yeah,
can. Just
yeah.
keep pushing.
You got anything, Sean?
Just keep pushing, bro.
Good night. I'm fucking tired.
All right. Later, guys.
Peace. Thank y'all for joining.
Easy, everybody.
Oh.